Hey guys, it's your girl Cinquanta Cox-Smith of www.cinquantacoxsmith.com. Smile for me. Welcome back. Today I am here with Ryan, who is going to help me with some passive income talk today. Hey Ryan, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on your channel, Cinquanta. And thanks for doing an interview on my channel.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait for you guys to hear what we talk about. And I want you to tell everyone on my channel, I call them coin snatchers, a little bit about you.
Sure. Yeah. My name's Ryan Hogue. I guess when people ask what I do, I typically just say YouTuber because it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But like former web developer, also teaching at the college level, teaching web development. I'm in my seventh or eighth year. I like lose track now. It's crazy. I'm doing it since I was 25. I guess it's been 7 years. It's technically the eighth year. And then I love making passive income online. I got out of my 9 to 5 job, which, as a web developer it was good. Like it was a good living, but I realized that, like we were just talking off camera, how I made a very short term decision that me and my girlfriend are going to go to Las Vegas this weekend, which
Yeah.
is not something I could have done when I was working that 9 to 5 job. And through like a couple years of, well, at this point, 5 years of really focused efforts on making passive income online, I've been able to quit the 9 to 5 job. I still do my teaching
Mhm.
gig at the local university, but it's just opened my life up to really being able to take a little bit more of the control back and having the freedom to, travel and do things kind of on a whim, right? That's what
Yeah.
this trip is that's coming up this weekend. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. I love taking a nap in the middle of the day because I make my own schedule. I make my own rules. If I want to go to lunch whenever, I can do that. It's definitely been beneficial, it looks like, for both of us. One of the first questions I wanted to ask you is, what is your favorite platform to use right now?
sure. My favorite platform for making like passive income online as an e-commerce seller has got to be Amazon Seller Central. Not that I don't love like merch by Amazon. Like if we're talking just if we refine the scope of just print on demand, then I would say merch by Amazon. But
Okay.
if we're talking just, I love Amazon Seller Central because I think it's underutilized in the print on demand context. Like,
Yep.
I think people are happy with merch by Amazon, and then you can say, "Hey, I sell on Amazon." But it's very easy to double the online real estate, is what I always think of it as,
Mhm.
that you cover by taking your design that you just listed on a T-shirt on merch by Amazon and just listing it on Seller Central as an FBM
Yep.
listing that you can do for free. I mean, other than the $40 a month that you would pay to Amazon, but you can integrate with Printful and literally like just duplicate the listing. And I know it sounds
Mhm.
kind of counterintuitive, but just 1 year ago, Merch by Amazon shut down for a month
Yeah.
and all the listings were gone. And then people like me were all of a sudden like our FBM business shot through the roof because we weren't competing with the Merch by Amazon seller. The algorithm also can just randomly put the FBM listing in front of somebody instead of the merch listing. So
Yeah.
it's a numbers
That's
game.
good. I'm glad you said that because I actually had a question about that. I wanted to know. I've thought about doing it. I've gotten to like the part where the integration happens and like, do I really want to do this? Am I sure? Like, what advice would you give somebody like me who's like kind of on the fence of pressing that? Let me pay this $39.99 a month and connect it to Printful.
The first thing that comes to mind that I usually say is that when you list a product on Amazon Seller Central, it's there for life.
Mm,
It's not like Merch by Amazon where if you don't make a sale in a year, it gets pulled down. When you list on Seller Central, it may not get visibility 5 years later if it never sold. Like it may just get buried and not
yeah,
really be a factor, but it's there for life. You're just creating a catalog of things for sale on the world's largest e-commerce marketplace.
yeah,
I hate making like crazy promises to people about like, oh, you're gonna get rich, just do this. Sometimes just being methodical works. It's like at the end of the day,
yeah.
how many products did you make for sale on,
Hmm.
in this case, the world's biggest e-commerce marketplace? If you can just be consistent and each day increase that number, over time you're making more and more money. And I'm like you, I like to be transparent about my sales. And so I've been doing these income reports. I didn't actually do them since day one, even though I do actually do monthly income reports that go back to my first sale ever. I probably started doing them like a year later and I just did them in retro. But you can kind of see how it, like, I scaled up my online businesses from the first sale, and like making like $40 in a month, which nobody cares about, to bringing that
No.
number to 400 and
Yeah.
4,000.
Yeah. Do you have videos about the Amazon?
I just call it FBM because people think of FBA and it's like, just switch the A to an M
Yeah.
and fulfilled by merchant, and then we're responsible for shipping. And yeah, I do have, well, the videos that I talk about it are really focused on the main pain point, which
Mhm.
is I mean, I've done a video on opening a Seller Central account, and then I've done a video on YouTube about getting that GTIN exemption, which removes the need for the UPC codes, which it's not really feasible to have a UPC code for all of your print on demand products. So
Yeah.
that's you can't get that exemption without paying the 40 a month. So that's why you have to pay the 40 a month. But I think it's
Mhm.
well worth it. I was even doing it. I was paying double. I was paying to be selling in amazon.co.uk. The backstory there is I was doing FBA there as well. So I do FBA, and that's the other reason why I love selling. It's like if I'm going to pay for FBA, I might as well do the FBM, and vice versa. So I think
Yeah.
they're very complementary.
I'll make sure I check out those videos. And if there's anybody else who has been trying to decide if they wanted to do it as well, make sure you check out Ryan's channel. What software are you really digging right now for your business? Like that must have software.
My answer is like related to me being in these, Amazon merch tier 200,000, right? I always, disclaimer, I'll give you the real answer, but I don't think most people don't need it. I have me and a friend who we were actually internet friends, and then we ended up meeting up maybe like 3 weeks ago in person for the first time because he was over here on the East Coast and we grabbed
Those are
lunch.
the best friends.
It's so random, right? It's so random that he was here for a wedding and he ended up being in town, like literally in the
Yeah.
same area. So I was like, "Yo, we got to meet up." We grabbed lunch, but we built this Chrome extension together called Automate POD, and it
Okay.
literally just lets you go to like Canva or
Mm,
Photopea, and you can upload a design, but just put a text layer, and you can run the extension, and it'll swap in words in that text layer or phrases or whatever, and then download the design for you. So this is how me being in like tier
wow.
200,000 that I actually fill my upload slots because I can make a list of like the states or a
That
list of
is amazing. Wow. Now I'm gonna have to check that out. And make sure you have to send me information on that when we finish up this interview. Wow,
yeah, for sure, for
Ryan.
sure.
That's
And I
impressive.
use that I use that with Merch Titans upload automation. And so together it's like you automate the design creation, you automate
Yeah.
the uploads. And so I can kind of like worry about making YouTube videos, and the print on demand business is still growing.
I love that. Anything that helps you scale and grow is A in my book. I do want to ask you, because we talked on your channel about my merch account being terminated. Advice do you have for me going forward, trying to get a new account? I think I seen a video on your channel where you kind of talked about it, but if there's anybody out there who's kind of been on merch for a long time and just had this happen and you're terminated and now you're like, oh my gosh, what to do next?
For sure. And I know it's kind of touchy in the sense that I
Yeah.
know
I
the
know.
community's got mixed feelings on it, right? But like in your case, like it sounded like genuinely like you just got unlucky. And I
Yeah.
think, there's definitely like I've had my merch account banned. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but like
Mhm.
back in like 2017 when I was just starting off, I
Yeah.
think I like towed the line a little too closely with some designs. They weren't like me ripping off, the Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys logo or anything like that. But um it's like I wasn't being smart about the long-term potential that the account held. And I was just really fortunate to get it back. I think if I had been infringing on like the Dallas Cowboys logo, there was no chance. But because it was kind of like
Yeah.
not that bad.
Definitely.
But the whole point of me saying that is like, imagine if I never got my account back, right? Remember like why we even sell on merch by Amazon. But independent of, how people may feel about losing an account and getting a new one, at the end of the day, we're doing this for money, right? And we know there's a lot of money to be made. And so if I lost my account, like I would really want to get a second account, because I
Mhm.
want that money, I want this opportunity is tremendous. And
Yep.
one thing I would share is my girlfriend is on the same IP address. She uses a different computer and she's got a merch account, and her
Mhm.
brother's trying to get one. So like, and my mom has one, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can get accounts in a family member's name. And while like I don't log into anybody else's merch account from my computer, because I've heard things about that could potentially be a
Yeah.
problem, you can certainly there's there's ways to get like a second account the right
Yeah.
way without doing it the wrong way and
Yeah.
operating it and making money, right? And at the end of the day, that's why we're doing it. You want to take advantage of this
Yeah.
opportunity.
I told my husband, I said, you're on merch by Amazon now. I was like,
Yeah.
I I have all your information. I was like, we're in this together. So that's kind of like what we've been talking about and, trying to figure it out. But hopefully, when I do decide to go ahead and reapply, things go well and I can get back to, creating, because I did do a good bit of videos on Merch by Amazon. So like you said, it's good. It helps me buy school clothes for my kids. It helps us afford to, go on different trips. So it's definitely helpful to many people. What is the most sold product that you've seen like a trend with? Is it like hats? Is it mugs? Is it t-shirts? Like what do you see selling the most?
Yeah, my best selling product, like as far as I guess, like let's just say like one product in one niche, is
Mhm,
actually a hat. Before I really was taking Printful super seriously,
mhm.
like I should have been utilizing it more, but it was underutilized. And then I had
Yeah.
this experience where in a 2-day span, I sold over $7,000 in hats
Mhm.
that were fulfilled by Printful. So I just remember like I had to mute my one of my email, like I was using Outlook for my email account, my Printful account. I know nobody cares, but like Outlook will play a noise when you get an email. So I had to just mute that thing because it was like every minute I was getting a new order.
Yeah.
It was absurd. And my best platform for the sales was actually Etsy. And I
Mm.
didn't know why, because I was like, oh, Amazon should outrank Etsy. But what was happening was when you typed in the trend into Google, Etsy was running offsite ads for me without charging
Yep.
me.
Yep.
So like because it was converting at such a high rate and it was so profitable to them just off the referral fee that like they were doing it for me automatically and it like happened very quickly. I don't think it was a manual thing. I think it was like they have software that will do that. So yeah, so for me it was actually of all things like a hat design, but I've also had some great successes with t-shirts and that's
Yeah.
why it's like guys with print on demand, one thing that I always like to share is just a tip is remember that the most successful listing that like you see today or that you saw last week started off the same way that like any listing that you create
Yep.
today or tomorrow starts off, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Another thing, I know a lot of people are like, but is print on demand like a long time thing? And to me, I'm always preaching longevity. I may not grow as fast as the next person, but I've been in the game for a long time. When it comes to print on demand sites going out of stock with items, like I don't know if you remember, I think it was doing last year,
Mhm.
Printful, they took away, I don't know if it was black hats, but I remember I had to pull the black hats off of my Etsy listing. And then you remember they had like the long wait time with shipping out products. How did you get through that little roadblock?
Yeah, there were some headaches last year specifically, and Merch by Amazon used to like in the fourth
Yep.
quarter sell out of different color and size variations, but finally they figured the hats specifically though. What's cool about Printful is they do make it really like why one of the, if I had to pick Printful over everybody else and give one reason, it's probably just that I love their UI and how easy it is to use and how easy you can
Very
like
much.
if there's an order that's not getting fulfilled for whatever reason, like if it's a long delay or if it's they're out of stock, like sometimes you can like have them fulfill it from a European center instead of the US, which
Mhm.
sucks for shipping, but or you can swap it to a similar product and it's kind of like up to and also like how did you advertise the product?
Yeah.
Did you actually label it?
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, most customers just think of it as like a black hat that, has your design on it. So
Yeah. I like
and
that.
then
I like
also
that.
they make it easy too. You can actually I don't most people probably don't have to do this. Like I've had to do it probably more than most, but you can resync a product. So you can take an old one and maybe they like killed that product. It'll never be fulfilled again. But if it's
Mhm.
still selling and you want it to be passive instead of having to manually edit each order, you can like go into your product in the store and click unsync and then click resync and sync it with a new product. So that
Yeah.
actually like can
I've done
save
a
you a lot
lot
of
of
headache.
manual things in
Yeah.
Printful.
So I do that.
And I just love that. I love that when there's an issue with an order, that problem report, you can quickly,
Mhm.
get something handled, and then also being able to like just like you said, using the alternatives of the different shirts, especially if you're not going out and saying buy this mustard Bella canvas shirt, and you can probably switch it out for a different color and anything else that
Yeah.
they have. My last question is, how are you loving Redbubble?
Yeah, Redbubble, like, I was a huge fan of it when I first started because I saw
Mhm.
instant traction, you know, like,
Mhm.
I was really, like, immediately getting sales, and it was almost like the best kept secret because that was
Yeah.
probably in, like, either late 2017 or late 2018, if I remember correctly, and I used to put in work on Redbubble, like, I actually hit the daily upload limit when nobody
Oh,
knew it
wow.
existed. It was like 400 products
What
in a
was it? It
day.
was like 500 or 400?
Yeah, I think it was like 400, and I had a picture and I posted it to Reddit just randomly because I wanted somebody to know, you know, this was before I had a big
Yeah.
following or whatever, and people were like, "Dude, what? Like, how did you do that?" Um, yeah,
Yeah.
Redbubble today, I just wish they would, fix the tag spamming issue, you know,
Yeah.
and, maybe tighten it up as far as, like, the, you know, IP infringement because it's definitely rampant there, you know, and the
Yeah.
problem is, it's not that I care because they're not infringing on my intellectual property. What I hate is
Mhm.
that other people think it's okay because they see it happening, you know, and
Yeah.
then they learn the hard way that it's not one day. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on Redbubble?
I love Redbubble. I have like 3 accounts that don't tell nobody. Shh. I have like
Okay.
3 accounts that do that it does numbers and I haven't uploaded it in a while. I love clouds, so I randomly take cloud pictures and they've sold on aprons. They've sold on leggings and this is just from my phone pictures
Mhm.
that I like do a quick little edit in maybe Canva and I upload it on everything and people love it on the all over print dress and I just have a whole photo album of cloud pictures from different states from the plane storms. I think if you can find like a niche anything, people love it. They love the prints over there. So Redbubble is amazing in my opinion. I've done really well on that platform, and I'll probably be using it for years to come. I really want to teach everyone in my household or how to use like Redpublic, TeePublic, Teespring, all of these websites, but they all have like different thoughts on what they want to do with their life. But I'm like, I just want to set you up so you are ready for college or that those sneakers that you want to buy, you can afford them by making passive income. I truly appreciate you for joining me today and having this quick chat. I enjoy getting to know you more and learning more about your business. So guys, that is Ryan Hogue.
Hey, thanks for having me, Cinquanta.
I love you more than I love this video. Peace.